Sharing something personal today. So, 10 years ago, in a hospital hallway, my dad taught me something about leadership that I will never forget, and shared with my team this morning when a few were having kind of a difficult time. So this was about 10 years ago. I was 6 months pregnant with my third child, and my second son had recently been diagnosed with level 3 autism. If you don't know much about autism, there is Asperger's. There's level 1, there's level 2. Level 3 is the most severe diagnosis. And in addition to that recent diagnosis, I was also flying back and forth from Boise to Seattle every couple weeks because my dad was fighting blood cancer. So it was one of those seasons where everything just felt like too much. It was a lot. It was a very difficult time. And the first time that I was visiting my dad after my son Jagger had been diagnosed, visiting in the hospital, we were in the hallway and I was holding a cup of coffee and he bumped into me and it spilled everywhere and like literally bumped into me on purpose and I spilt this hot coffee. And he looked at me and asked, "Why did you spill the coffee?" And I said, "Because you bumped me." And he said, "No, you spilled the coffee because coffee was in your cup." And I just look at him and I'm just like, okay, like I'm not getting it. And he said, if you had water, you would have spilt water. If you had orange juice, you would have spilt orange juice. Then he looked at me and said, "Kate," that's what he called me. He said, "When life shakes you, what spills out is what is already inside of you. And Jagger is going to be fine." And I I was like, "Yeah, yeah, Dad, I know Jagger's gonna be fine." He said, "No, listen to me. Jagger is gonna be fine because what he needs is already inside of you." And I really needed to hear that because if you've ever had a child be diagnosed with anything, if not autism, when they tell you they express it like it's like this death sentence. You have to mourn the life of your child, of what you thought it was going to be. It's never going to look like this. He's never going to be able to do that. And he also said in your marriage as well, because there's such a high divorce rate with um, children with special needs. It truly felt like a death sentence when they said that. So when he shared with me, when my dad was just like, Jagger's going to be fine, you're going to be fine, because you have exactly what you need inside of you. That moment that we shared had nothing to do with coffee and him spilling it everywhere, and it really had to do everything to do with ownership and leadership. And I think about that moment often that I had with him, um, because life is messy and we get bumped regularly, shaken regularly, sometimes small, sometimes very large moments, whether it's personally or professionally. And I think about, as a med spa owner speaking to you, you are going to get bumped. Um, a provider is going to quit on you. A patient is going to leave a bad review. One of your very expensive devices it's going to break down and it's going to be months before that part can come in. There's going to be times that payroll feels very tight if not impossible, to be able to make. It's going to feel like everyone around you is growing and doing better and making it look easy. And why is it so hard for you, right? You're going to get shaken. And the real question is not who bumped you, right? But really, what is in your cup? If what is in your what is inside of you is panic, your team feels panicked, right? They're gonna feel that. If what is inside of you is insecurity, it's gonna seep into your culture. If what's inside of you is blame, that spreads so fast. But if what's inside of you is ownership, high standards, self reflection, love, that's what your team experiences when things get hard. They are a mirror of you, a reflection of you when things get hard. So, my question is, does your team it does not rise to your goals? They rise or they fail to really your emotional regulation. And that has to do with doing the work on the inside. So when, someone on your team brings you a hard conversation, how do you respond? Right? Because they happen regularly, if not every single day. Do you get defensive? Do you justify? Do you shut down? Or do you lean in? Do you get curious? Do you say, tell me more? Because you are not being tested just when things are smooth and perfect and lovely, right? You're being revealed when you're shaken, when you have that difficult conversation or that difficult news. And it happens every day, all the time as a business owner. So if you want a high performance culture, which we all do, you can't just train skills, right? It's just not about having, or being able to do beautiful lips or fire that laser or having the best marketing. These are that mindset and that grit that is inside of you, right? That is going to make all the difference. We have to build leaders in our company, that multiplier of leaders that I love talking about, but it all first starts with you, right? So I want you to check your cup. What is inside your cup? Because that is what is going to come out of you when you're bumped, when you are shaken, when you have difficult conversations. And when pressure hits, whatever is inside of you is going to be what comes out. So if you want a high performance team, it starts with how you lead under pressure when you're under the gun, right? So I want you to think about that. And I want you to really reflect on what is inside my cup. How do I show up when I'm challenged, when I'm bumped, when things get difficult? And you'll start to notice that that is a mirror of how your team shows up when they are bumped. Okay. So I hope that is helpful for you. Follow more for real conversations about building stronger teams within your med spa. Thanks, guys, for joining me.